Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. There's been some huge news in the chess world lately. FIDE have announced the qualification paths for the total World Championship, the pilot to happen next year, and the World Championship to happen in 2027. We've got a few talking points to talk about. Naturally, they're talking points. So let's get into it. We're talking about this. Where is it now? This. Total World Championship Tour 2026 qualification pathways. FIDE put out a post that was, echoed by Norway Chess and so on, and there's a few things to talk about. The first thing, what is the Total Chess World Championship? The core idea is very simple. One title across. It's one world title which covers all three major time controls: fast, classical, rapid, and blitz. As opposed to the World Championship, which is just classical, the World Blitz Championship, which is just blitz, and the World Rapid Championship, which is just rapid chess. This one covers all three main time controls. FIDE and Norway Chess are pushing the idea of the total chess player, something that covers all of the fundamental skills of being a top-rated chess player. And this is not a side project. This is FIDE approved and Magnus Carlsen approved as well. 2. Why are the qualification paths, why do they matter so much? Well, with any world title, a new world title lives or dies on its credibility. So they couldn't just let anybody play this, it has to be credible. So who gets invited shapes the public perception of its fairness, of the competitive legitimacy, and whether this feels like a real world championship or an exhibition. And compare this with historical controversies, the old candidates formats, wildcard invites, and rating spots. But we do know the first two people who have qualified from this, and they are the world champion and the women's world champion. Gukesh and Wenjun are confirmed immediately. Now, this is a big question. Does being world champion in one format automatically prove that you've got this total chess ability? Now, with Wenjun, I would say 100%. She's won titles in all three formats. She's the current classical world champion. I believe she's also the world blitz champion for the women. So she definitely deserves it. But does Gukesh? He is the world classical champion. It's horrible to say the classical champion, the blitz champion, whatever. He's the world champion. But with Wenjun, as I just mentioned, she's won titles across all three. But she's the women's world champion, which is always looked down on a little bit because their ratings are not as high. But I've made a video about it. It'll be linked probably in the description, or there'll be one of those side cards where you can click on. Wenjun needs more respect on her name. She's a fantastic player. She's beaten Alireza Firouzja, who by no means is a nobody. And, they're including her versus, the open rating system per se. So that's kind of, topic number 3, the automatic qualification of the two world champions. The fourth talking point is the rapid and the blitz champions, which is strong players, but not enough spots, perhaps, is the discussion point here. Because for the rapid and blitz portion, the 3 medalists from the World Rapid Championship, so the top 3 players, and the 2 blitz finalists all get spots, which makes sense. However, that's the only spots that come from blitz and rapid chess. So 5 out of 24 spots. So we've got the 2 world champions, and then the 5 spots that are decided at the World Rapid and Blitz at the end of the year. Positives? I suppose it recognizes non-classical excellence and it avoids classical-only bias, but it doesn't, because only 5 out of 24 spots come from the faster time controls. Is that enough for the total chess concept? It doesn't make sense to me. Only 5 spots when you're highlighting the fact that this is going to be competed over 3 different time controls. Even if it's not the same number and you still want more players from classical chess, you've got, 19 spots from classical chess that are coming through? Surely there should be a difference here. Maybe the incumbent world champions plus players who've performed really well. This comes from the fact that FIDE doesn't, outside of the World Championships at the end of the year, they don't push a lot of Rapid and Blitz events. Like, talk to me about a FIDE World Rapid or World Blitz events that everybody plays, or a tour or something. Everyone plays the Grand Chess Tour, which combines some Rapid and Blitz elements along with classical elements. Or there's the online time controls, where people play a lot of their Rapid and Blitz. There's a couple invitation tournaments, like the Global Chess League in India, that has got some rapid time controls. But FIDE doesn't do a lot. So if they're going to push this, they need to come out with better things for Rapid and Blitz. My fifth talking point is the rating-based qualification. They've done it again. It's a huge controversy in the candidates, with Hikaru doing what he's doing, but 12 plus spots effectively come from classical ratings. The organizers, it's FIDE. They're of course going to rely on their rating system. It ensures elite strength and avoids one tournament wonders. But is rating a better indicator than winning stuff? Like, for example, Yakov Arsendarov has just won the World Cup. Matthias Blubom finished runner-up at the Grand Swiss. They may not qualify. And you could argue that they are some of the most informed players in the world. So, I don't know what we're going to do. Is rating really better than winning stuff? And should Rapid/Blitz ratings matter more here? Should they go off their Rapid and their Blitz ratings as opposed to just classical ratings? So I don't understand. Number 6, my 6th talking point. I generated like 10, and I was just going through it. A lot of questions to ask. I promise I enjoy this tour, but there's a lot of questions to ask. Number 6, candidates winners. The winners of the 2026 Open and Women's Candidates qualify. So is this a logical step because they could be the world champion come the end of the year? Or is it just redundant because they've won the candidates to play for the other world championship? Candidates already rewards classical excellence. Does this double count, their classical strength? Should the candidates winners need to prove more versatility? Someone like I don't like picking on players because they'll come and surprise you, but I always use the example, someone like Anish Giri. He's a fantastic player, a really, really fantastic player, but you don't see much of him in Rapid and Blitz. Fabiano Caruana for a long time had that reputation as well, where he was only very good in the slow time controls. Gukesh at the moment is suffering with that kind of label, where only good in the long time controls, and in the shorter time controls they really suffer, and that's where some of the other players really come out. So should the candidates winners get them, because they may have only focused on classical chess, and then you stick them in with shorter time controls and they're just going to bomb. The tournament is about rewarding the best overall players across all 3 time controls, so why focus so heavily on one of them? FIDE circuit and open circuit spots, so 3 places via the circuit performance. Positives, this rewards consistency over the years, so winning stuff, I suppose. Keeps doors open, I suppose, for rising stars. I've written it down as a positive. It doesn't feel like a positive because not really. Look at the people who've won the circuit: Fabiano Caruana, Anish Giri, Pragyananda Ramesh Babu. Not really people breaking out of the pack. Are open circuits dominated by classical events anyway, that you get more points for those? Could more Blitz or Rapid circuits be weighted more, or just count more if you're going to use the circuits? I don't know. That's another talking point there. What I found the funniest thing though, and this is now my 8th talking point, and I'm running through these quickly because I don't want to waste your time, was if you go onto X, or to Twitter, I call it Twitter. If you go onto Twitter, go find the FIDE post. Go under there and look at the fan reaction under there. If it's total chess, why is it more classical? Ratings make sense if you want the best, not random winners, I suppose. How is it fair if the women's champion isn't in the top 100? There is now a clash a little bit in the chess world between the ideology and the pragmatism. The chess world is already divided on this because we now have to tell people we might have a fourth world champion, per se. I mean, we've got technically more world champions. We've got a World Cup winner who's not a world champion. We've got three world Blitz champions. We've got, Wenjun, Magnus Carlsen, Yanni Pomnish after they split it. We've got two rapid world champions. We've got two classical world champions, and now we're going to have this total world championship. I don't know how I feel about it. And neither do the fans. There are also, some sexist quotes about the women, and, they don't like the FIDE way of, you win this event, you qualify. They want it just to be on ratings or whatever. So there's a lot of opinion that's being divided amongst this. So I encourage you to make up your own mind and to tell me in the comments what you think and how you feel about this. Now, is this a pilot or a precedent? It's very important that 2026 is noted that this is a pilot tournament/tour, and the full championship begins in 2027. 2026 is a pilot. So, FIDE is testing the water, and they can always change stuff up for 2027. And some of the talking points that we've measured, the Rapid and the Blitz qualification could expand in the future editions. And they can look at how players qualify and which players they want to qualify, because at the end of the day, it's a FIDE tournament. They ultimately can decide who plays this. So they've included the Women's World Champion, for example, Wenjun. But come 2027, they may decide they don't want that. They've included the winner of the circuits. Come 2027, they may not want that. They may just give spots to rating. They may give spots to the winners of what would be the candidates tournament. So you win a tournament, you qualify not only for the candidates, but for the total world championship cycle, or whatever it's called. And also, whoever wins however people perform in the pilot may earn them qualification to the 2027 edition. So we've got to look at all these things and how FIDE will shake it up. So it's important, 2026 pilot tournament, not really going to count. It's like a soft launch. Full championship begins 2027. So I've just got a few questions to ask you, the viewer. Right at the end, final talking point. What should matter more in crowning a total chess world champion? Is it titles? Is it ratings? Is it the format balance? And is it consistency across the season? Because it's not just one event. There are going to be multiple events like this over the course of a year that determine a world champion. Similar to what freestyle chess is doing. And when I say titles, I don't mean Grandmaster, International Master. I mean you've one thing. You're the World Cup winner. You're the Grand Swiss winner. You're the Tata Steel winner. You're the Norway Chess winner. You're the Chennai Open winner. Do these matter? Do the ratings matter? Just because you're a top 10, top 9 player in the world doesn't matter. Would 888 across Classical, Rapid, and Blitz be better in terms of qualification for this event? So 8 from the Classical rating section, 8 from a Rapid qualification, and 8 from a Blitz qualification? Or are you looking purely at Classical strength? Let's now change tabs so I can just show you what all of this is, what I've been talking about this whole time. And it's been this FIDE article. So I can show you, because I've done a lot of talking. So let's look at it. World Rapid and Blitz to qualify for Total World Championship, the qualification path. So basically it looks like this. The reigning world champions, Gukesh and Wenjun. The 3 medalists from the 2025 World Rapid Championship, the finalists of the Blitz Championship. Now that is the open section, just by the way. They're not doubling up on that. So it's not 3 medalists from the women's and the men's or the open. It's just from the open. The finalists just from the open. Then the top 9 players in the classical rating list as of the 1st of January 2026. Now obviously there's some few tournaments left in the year that can change this, but I will show you which players qualify. The winners of the 2026 candidates and the 2026 women's candidates. Now I've already made a video about that. That's in about April of 2026. So remember, this pilot edition will just be a few events near the end of the year most likely, because they won't know who the candidates winners are until April. The top 3 players in the classical ratings list of June 1st, 2026, excluding those already qualified. And then finally, the FIDE circuit, FIDE open circuit, special ranking including only open events. So that'll change as well. So it looks like this if we have a picture. Looks like there's 1 to 2 reigning world champions, Gukesh and Wenjun, 3 medalists, 2 finalists, the top 9 players of the rating section. Now, who are currently in the ratings? Let's have a look. Ratings. FIDE website's really nice to navigate. Standard ratings. Top open, because they're going to go from the open. So currently the top 9 players in the rating section: Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana, Vincent Keimer, Arjun Erigaisi, Alireza Firouzja, Pragdananda Ramesh Babu, Anish Giri Wei. World champion Gukesh already qualified 10th place. Now, we know in June there will be 3 more places. Currently, and 2 players not qualified, that would be Wesley So, Vishwanathan Anand, and Ricard Report. Now, Vichy will most likely decline, so it could go to Lanier Dominguez Perez. Obviously, there are other players that could potentially step up. And this is of December. Remember, we're looking for January 1st. So this could change. It's unlikely to change that much. But what we also need to consider, there is no way Magnus Carlsen does not finish, provided he finishes the event, with either a gold medal or a silver medal in the Rapid and the Blitz. And he will take that spot. So then already you're sliding down this rating list, because I don't know what gets preference. Now, I would assume, based on the fact that it's FIDE, that the rating spots will just continue to slide down the rating ladder. So if these 3 are the top 3 in the Rapid, they all qualify. And it won't double up in the Blitz. So then, if Magnus Carlsen also wins the Blitz and gets 2 gold medals in Doha, you're allocating another spot to the rating, and so on and so forth. And now the FIDE circuit, I would assume that's going to be Pragdananda Ramesh Babu, unless they're adjusting the FIDE and the FIDE open circuit, which we can have a look at. FIDE. Where's the championship, women's events, open cycle. Okay, FIDE circuit. There it is. So the circuit leaderboard looks like this. Now, it might be adjusted, but you've got Pragdananda, who's already won it. Anish Giri, Noor Debek, Abdusatorov, Fabiano Caruana, then Matthias Blubom and Yakovar Sendarov, who are 2 players I feel really bad for, because they've qualified for their candidates. So unless they win the candidates, we don't know. We know 7 of the 8 players who are in the candidates, just by the way. If we go championship, open cycle for 25-26. We know it will be Gukesh, and this is his our opponents: Fabiano Caruana, Sendarov, Wei, Isapenko, Anish Giri, Blue Bomb, Pragdananda, and by rating it will be Hikaru Nakamura. They were just waiting for January 1st to confirm it, but it will be Hikaru Nakamura. And the qualifiers: Fabi won the FIDE Circuit 2024. World Cup, we know, I covered it on the channel: Sendarov, Wei, Isapenko, Grand Swiss with Anish Giri, Matthias Blue Bomb, FIDE Circuit Pragdananda, and this will be Hikaru Nakamura. Now, the open circuit, that is for the women's cycle, if I'm not mistaken. And they have something different. So, WGP, Women's Grand Prix Series, sorry, they don't have the open cycle. So that'll be something slightly different. They had the Women's World Cup, the FIDE Women's Grand Swiss, Varshalia and Katerina Lagno, the Women's World Event Series. Now, can I look at this? How do I look at that? I'm not sure, actually. How do I look at that? There's got to be a way, right? Okay, there it is. Let's click on this. Okay, here it is. So it is similar to the open circuit. So it's currently led by Humpy Conneru, but I'm pretty sure she's qualified already. Tanjoni, Katerina Lagna, Vaishali Ramesh Babu, Divya Deshmuku, Zhujina, Alexander Goryachika, Bibisara, and then Wenjun. So I don't know where the players come from that, per se. But it is very interesting to talk about all of this. But at the end of the day, FIDE will do what they will do. If we go to their news, and we're going to this again. FIDE will do what they always do. But I just think it's very fascinating. So they've said the FIDE circuit, the FIDE open circuit. So I'm assuming that means it's Pragdananda Ramesh Babu. in the FIDE circuit leaderboard. You can actually see it here on the left hand side, top 10. Praglananda's won it. Anish Giri, no back up this off. So very fascinating. Let me know your talking points. Just quickly here, the Total World Championship combines new world title, spanning all of that. 45 minutes plus 30-second increments. It'll feature 2.7 million annual prize pool, including at least 750,000 for each of the first 3 events. So there'll be 3 events next year. And then a 450k for the final. So the top 4 players who have qualified, plus performance-related bonuses. And that is all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. It's a longer video than I intended, but we got to talk about this. We really, really do, because I don't know what to think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
A new world title. Fast Classic. Rapid. Blitz. One world tour. All formats. One champion. Across every format, pressure adds up. The strongest becomes the FIDE World Combined Champion. This is the Total Chess World Championship Tour, coming in 2027.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against